In this demonstration of Resolve Actions Express, we're going to be looking at a workflow responding to an alert letting us know that there is an inordinate amount of latency between an application server and a database server. We're going to be taking a look at the switch sitting in between these two servers and determining what the root cause of this issue might be. Right? Could there be link issues, interface issues? Could there be CPU or memory utilization issues? And when the workflow responds to this particular alert, we'll get a full readout in a very nice, pretty human-readable form to see exactly what the automation is doing and ultimately what fixes the issue. In today's example, our monitoring tool of choice will be BigPanda here. And now that the outage has been created, shortly we will see the alert pop up right here inside of the BigPanda console. Oh, and there it is on this particular NYC C9300 switch. So now that BigPanda has picked up on the outage, Resolve has already intercepted it. It's inserted a link into the notes for this particular alert that lets us actually check out the live play-by-play of everything the automation is doing in real time. Pretty cool. But it's also gone and automatically created a ticket for which it has also given us a link. And investigating this ticket will actually show us in very nice detail everything the automation is doing. So first of all, of course, Resolve is creating the ticket, properly categorizing, subcategorizing it, putting all of the dynamic information from the alert into the description, etc. Let's scroll on down to the bottom to see what our workflow is going to be doing. So first of all, it actually used the CMDB to determine the device host name and the model. This is a Catalyst 9300, and it gives us a list of all the things that the workflow is going to do to carry out the diagnostics, triage, and hopefully the remediation. So first, we're going to check that ping latency between both servers affected by the switch. Check interface statuses to verify all of them are functional, ruling out things like link failures. Going to take a look at things like interface errors to rule out issues like packet level issues. And then also we're going to be taking a look at CPU utilization to see if that could be a contributing factor to this latency. So let's scroll on up. Our ping latency check, we can see that the average latency between these two was quite high, 220.6 milliseconds. Our interface status check shows that no interface link issues were detected. Okay, great. Let's go on up and see what else our workflow did. Looking for interface errors. Nothing was found suggesting packet level issues. Okay, so on these three interfaces, everything seems okay. We'll scroll on up for CPU utilization check, and aha, high CPU utilization above what we would consider a safe threshold was detected on this device. So as a first order of business, we're going to go ahead and reboot it, and once back online, the CPU utilization will be checked once again. And of course, all of this happened so quickly that this alert has already been remediated, but we're going to follow through on the work notes here to see how it was done. Now that the device was successfully rebooted, we can actually see that that utilization is down safe below normal thresholds. And our ping latency is now at a very healthy, well, much healthier than 200.6, a healthy 6.3 milliseconds, right? And boom, just like that, remediation check completed. Average ping latency is within safe range. And of course, the close notes and close codes were inserted into the ticket, giving us all that detailed information. And if we were to navigate back to the alert, we can see a final resolution message was inserted by Resolve, and of course, the alert itself was closed out. Pulling up both Teams and Slack here, we can also see that the Resolve workflow sent out a message to a dedicated Slack and a dedicated Teams channel with all the information the team might need to know that this particular incident or outage occurred, and that it was automatically solved for by Resolve, right? All of the pertinent links, all of the pertinent details, all present. Let's take a quick look at our workflow itself. thanks to the powerful, flexible nature of the Resolve Workflow Designer, any types of commands that we need to send to networking devices can be facilitated with something as simple as what we see here, right? Initiate the session to the host, execute our command. It can even include things like dynamic variables, and then automatically parse it out as needed, right? There's going to be pre-built integration packs and templates that show us how to easily parse data from these networking commands, right? Because they're going to return back some type of unstructured data. And as we can see throughout the workflow, there's various bits of logic to do things like update the ticket or perform additional actions depending on what types of outcomes we find at each step of the way. And doing things like creating the ticket, as simple as what we see here, very point and click, very intuitive, and doing things like querying our CMDB, just as simple. And that wraps it up. Another great example of showing how Resolve Actions can be used to perform automated alert or incident resolution, drastically cutting things like MTTR, bringing services back online, and keeping the business running smoothly.